Tonight we decided to make some fried potatoes with a little bit of kielbasa, but we made it Cajun style. Let's show you how we did it. It's going to be extremely tasty. Alright, we're going to get started on our Cajun potatoes with our kielbasa. I've got a cast iron skillet here. I've got that over medium-high heat to get it hot. To that, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of beef tallow. Now, if you don't have beef tallow, you can use your vegetable oil or canola oil. I just wanted a little bit of beef flavor when it came to this. It kind of reminds you of what McDonald's did when they first made their fries. It was always made with beef tallow, beef fat. So it's not good. This is not necessarily the healthiest of recipes. Alright, once that starts to melt just a tad bit, doesn't sound like I'm very organized here, does it? Alright. We kind of like our potatoes just a little bit crispy, so we're going to make them a little bit crispy on one side. Alright, on top of that, we're going to add a combination of sliced potatoes and some red onions. Now our potatoes here, we've cut into about 1/8 of an inch thickness. They're not like real thick. We're also going to do our red onions, and we've done about 1/3 of an onion, red onion, and we have sliced that into slices. And we made 4 medium-sized potatoes. And we're going to cut those up. I was like, there's just 2 of us, but it looks like we're going to have a lot of food. You could probably serve 3 or 4 people with this. We'll probably have a few leftovers. Alright, got that going. We're going to let that cook there for just a second. Now while that's going, we're going to add just a little bit of Creole seasoning. We're going to use today it's called Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. And we're just going to sprinkle that completely across the top of that. We want to do it pretty heavily because we want to make sure that we get some of that Cajun flavor. And we'll add it just a little bit later on. Move those potatoes around. Make sure all of them get just a little bit of coating. And we're not going to turn that because we want to make sure that we get our potatoes to where they're nice and crispy on one side. Alright, it's been cooking for just a second, not for very long. We'll go ahead and add our kielbasa on top. We'll take our kielbasa links and we'll actually cut those into like little itty bitty, they're about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick pieces. We're going to stick that on top because we want those to cook about at the same time. We also want just a little bit of char on those as well as it goes. And while that's cooking, we're going to put a sheet. I don't have a lid for this cast iron skillet, so I'm just going to put a sheet pan on top. That will help it cook just a little bit faster. Alright, we're going to take this lid off here for a second, or a makeshift lid. Take a look here. Do a turnover. Well, you want to turn them over because this is going to allow the potatoes and the onions and everything to cook properly. Putting the lid on them helps steam the potatoes that are on top as the bottom ones cook in the oil. And if you need to, you can add just a little bit more tallow if you want, or your oil. Because sometimes those potatoes will go through and they will absorb some. We'll go ahead and off to the side here, so you're going to stick a little bit. I'm going to add another little teaspoon there of our tallow. And we're going to let this cook for a little bit while longer. We want a knife to be able to go into our potatoes. And then for the knife to come out going really soft to make sure it's like almost mushy almost. We also want some of them to be crispy. It's kind of a weird thing. But one thing that we like about this dish is it's pretty much a one skillet meal, which, as you know, I like to make easy recipes. Alright, we believe our potatoes are done. During this time period, we've taken a few moments and we've actually stirred them a little bit. Now my brother likes them extra crispy, so we do have a little bit some that's in there just a little bit on the charred side. Let's go ahead and get some of this plated up. We're going to serve ours with just a little bit of ketchup. Sorry about the camera angles. Mom is usually here to do this, or someone. I'm a little off today. Anyway, there we have it. We have some Cajun potatoes with some fried kielbasa. A delicious meal. We hope that you enjoy this recipe.